Hey guys, Courtney here. We are going to be doing a little comparison today, and we wanted to help document it so that you could see what we're learning. We are going to be comparing the factory barrel on the Ruger 1022 Takedown to our newest addition to our arsenal, the Tactical Solutions SBX barrel for the 1022 Takedown. So the setup that we've got going here is this. The only modifications to this gun straight out the box are we have put on a Hogue thumbhole stock, but this is actually the factory barrel, the threaded barrel, because we wanted to be able to add on the Silencerco Spectre 2 suppressor. So what we're going to be doing is actually shooting this, and the reason that we have it set up on this vise is to try to make it as accurate as possible and eliminate as much human error as possible so that we're not holding the gun and trying to get the best groupings possible. That's really the ultimate goal of this comparison, is to figure out which barrel is going to shoot a tighter, more accurate grouping. We have the Nightforce SHV scope on this gun. It's the 3x10. We realize that this is a little bit overkill for a 22. It's actually here because I'm going to be doing, it's coming in for a 308 that I have coming from 2A Armament, but we thought what better way to really compare and do a really accurate video than to have really good glass. So what we're going to do is we've sighted in the scope using our Xsteel target down there. We're at about 40 yards. We are going to shoot 10 rounds out of this to really, it doesn't matter where it hits on the target if it's not exactly on the X, because we're just going for the grouping size itself. And then we were going to switch out the barrels. We'll do a couple rounds through it just in the beginning to foul the barrel, and then we're going to do 10 shots again out of that barrel and compare the two groupings. And we're going to be using the CCI Standard Velocity ammo on both of the comparisons, so that we're going to try to just keep everything as accurate and as streamlined and the same for each test. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be filming using our spotting scope so that I can really test the groupings, and Caleb is actually going to be the one shooting. So we just wanted to let you kind of see what we find.
Okay, just to reiterate on what Courtney said, we're trying to create the most scientific way possible to do this. The whole gist of what we're going to do is we're not going to be putting any pressure on the barrel. I know, and you guys know that have 1022 takedowns, there's a connection with the barrel and the chamber and all that going on. So we're trying to alleviate any pressure points, any stress there. So I've got the gun braced at the back and basically where the magazine is. So there shouldn't be any pressure on the barrel at all. We're going to shoot 10 rounds of the CCI Standard Velocity. We're at 42 yards. Why 42? I don't know. That's just what I put it at. It really doesn't matter. I think it's good enough though to show any difference in accuracy. And then we're going to swap out barrels and we'll come back and we'll repeat the test. 10 rounds of standard velocity again. So. All right. So it looks like we had one flyer in the group. I think that was me. I'm not really shooting on a sturdy base here. This is actually a gun cleaning vise. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know that. It's just what I have and it works. If anybody wants to send us a lead sled, bring it on. And also we're shooting off a plastic table, so it's not the sturdiest platform to shoot, but for this yardage, I think it's okay. So we'll go check it out. It's a pretty good group.
All right, this is the grouping that Caleb shot using the factory 1022 Ruger barrel with the threaded end. Each of those squares is about an inch. So we had one flyer happen right here. If you take that flyer out, the overall length is probably about an inch and a half or so overall grouping length. If you keep that flyer in, you know, clearly it's a little bit larger, but that's what we're gonna use to compare when he shoots on this target once we've gotten the Tactical Solution SBX barrel on. So we're gonna go switch those barrels out now and shoot a couple rounds through and then compare the two. Alright guys, so we've got the new Tactical Solution SBX barrel on. The first couple shots that went out of it were actually about 3 feet away from the Xsteel plate that we're trying to shoot down there. So not that that is that significant, but we just thought like you might like to know that it was actually about 3 feet away. So we've got it back on target now. We're gonna shoot a couple more rounds through it just to help foul out that barrel. And then we're gonna put the same 10 rounds in, let Caleb shoot again so that we can do the comparison of the two. But it's really fun to shoot. Those are good.
Go check it out.
Let's go look at it up close. So we came down here to check out the grouping that Caleb just shot with the SBX Tactical Solutions barrel, and the results are pretty impressive. We are really happy with this. Overall, considering how much length you're losing in the barrel, or just such a shorter barrel, you're actually not losing any accuracy. Overall, I would say that this is actually probably a better grouping compared to the first one shooting the factory barrel. Really easy to shoot, lightweight, basically straight out of the box. I mean, we just put it on, shot a couple rounds through it, and then shot the 10 rounds to do the comparison. So if you are worried at all about losing accuracy when you're losing the length and also not being the factory barrel, there's really no concern for you here. We were not using the sturdiest base or setup, but Caleb did do a really good job of making sure not to put any pressure on the barrel itself. And we did use the same ammo with both tests to try to give you the most accurate results possible. So again, this is just a comparison of the two groups. This is the Tactical Solution SBX barrel grouping. And this is the Ruger 1022 factory threaded barrel. So overall, really pleased with the results. It's a really great barrel, fun to shoot. The gun in general is pretty awesome, especially with the suppressor. And if you have any questions or want to see any other test, any other thing at all, make sure to comment below. Make sure to subscribe, follow my page. I'd love to hear from y'all, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you, see what you have to say, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks, guys.